As we've talked in the past with planning, it really works best if you can plan out where you're going to put things ahead of time. That does take a little time and things do change, but if you're moving somewhere new, I would encourage you, don't just go ripping everything out, tearing everything down. Take your time. Take about a year if possible to evaluate what and where everything is, how water flows, any cold spots, any warm spots, just those microclimate situations. And then plan forward. Even with that though, if you know you want to add multiple different things to your backyard or to your homestead or whatever, kind of think through, all right, I want to do at least 2 of these. I want to do at least 4 of these. I want to do 10, 12, whatever, however many of the varieties that you want to try or do, and then kind of plan forward with that so you know your spacing, so you don't end up with things here, there, everywhere. We've kind of done that as we've slowly continued to work forward on our backyard orchard here on our 5-acre homestead in the upstate of South Carolina. All right guys, when we were planting those Premier and Titan blueberries, we mentioned another variety that we might incorporate, and we've decided that these, which I've now practiced the pronunciation on, they are Ochlocknee. I'll put the name down below because trying to remember to spell it and figure out the pronunciation, I'll be honest, I had to look up a YouTube video on exactly how to pronounce it. It's a river down in South Georgia, and so that's where these get their name from. So we're going to incorporate these blueberries up in our upper orchard, so follow along and we'll kind of decide on placement, which is usually what takes us the most amount of time, and then we will work through exactly how we're going to incorporate this new variety into our upper orchard area. So follow along. Dean Family Acres. All right guys, so today we're gonna get some more blueberries planted. So if you'll join us, hopefully we'll get those in the ground up here in the upper orchard. All right guys, so we got the tractor going. Sometimes this time of year, that's a little bit of a process, but it's really just we need a new battery. It just doesn't hold a charge, and I don't have a tender hooked to it. So anyway, got the tractor up here, trying to figure out exactly where we're gonna put these new blueberry varieties. 2 of the Ochlocknee, from my research, do best with powder blue and tiff blue, and good thing because we've got a whole row of tiff blue here that are honestly planted too tight, and then we also have a whole row of powder blue that has enough space for 2 up on the upper end. I think I'm going to put the Ochlocknee in the 2nd row where we have space for 2 on the powder blue row. We also have videos on the powder blue row, the climax row, and then one of our most recent ones is the row where we put in our Titan and our Premier, which is the last row that we've got here. For now, let's incorporate these Ochlocknee into the powder blue row, and then we'll work on extending out this tiff blue row to complete our 60-foot row. We've talked about spacing a little bit in other videos, but as a whole, that spacing has ended up being 2 foot on center approximately for the tiff blue, and then the powder blue are approximately 4 foot on center. The climax row I think is about 5 foot, and then the Titan and Premier are right at 4 foot spacing. The reason that they're a little bit different is because that's how many plants we had, and that's what we incorporated, is to divide it out and see what spacing we needed. And that also left us a little bit of space on the upper end to kind of work through if we wanted to put something different on the upper end. This upper end, I will say, that we're adding to is on the north side. So in regards to sun, that kind of thing, it's not going to impact. We actually could put something a little bit taller there if we wanted to, but overall I think it's going to work out well for us to do the spacing. So let's dive in and get these planted. And really what we're gonna have to do here is work on getting up all this grass. And yes, this is the male end of the hose on this end because the brass fitting I got here actually came from the thrift store that I was able to save money on, and that's why it's reversed. All right, guys, that looks a little bit better. All right, guys, I did amend this before when I went through this row, but as a whole, I think it's good to probably add some more to it. We'll be putting, as usual, peat and pine bark soil conditioner. So we got our space prepped here, got the grass out and incorporated that peat and pine bark soil conditioner. And again, we had already amended this some, but this is kind of overgrown over the last couple of years, so that's why I amended it again and added some more. It's not going to hurt anything. You could tell by looking at it, still mostly clay, but that's okay. So we got that amended, and now I'm just going to measure out my spacing for these 2 Ochlocknee, and again, this is going to be on our powder blue row. So first 2 will be Ochlocknee, and then powder blue the rest of that spacing. So that one's there. Okay, so basically right here near where the spout is and at that stone there. So I am putting on a glove because I don't know if it was pine bark soil conditioner or the peat, but my hand broke out one of those last times. I'm gonna go with the tall skinny one here, and I'll go with the bushier one over there. And this one definitely needs some pruning, but it's okay. One Ochlocknee down, one more to go. So trying to plant some more blueberries. You like to eat blueberries? All right, guys, so we got both of the Ochlocknee in here at the end of the powder blue row. Next, what we're gonna do is put pine needles down, and then we'll eventually put some of our wood chips on top of that. So for now, these are the Ochlocknee. For now, I'm gonna put this soaker hose back, but in reality, I'm really hoping to get drip set up on all these blueberries before it gets to be springtime. All right, guys, so we got that Ochlocknee put in, and thankfully that wasn't too bad. We just needed to make room for only 2 blueberry bushes, and I can tell you, if you're planting just a couple, it shouldn't take you long at all. It's just the motivation of getting off the couch, enjoying a wonderful winter day. And we have a full week where I think the lows are going to be about 40. And otherwise, I think it's going to be into the 60s-ish. I paid more attention to the lows because I had to put some of my fruit trees back out from being inside. But got these blueberries in. I'm super excited about that. That makes, I don't even know how many varieties we've got here planted in ground on our place. And thankfully, we're going to just continually push forward in adding new and different varieties. As we've talked in the past with planning, it really works best if you can plan out where you're going to put things ahead of time. That does take a little time and things do change, but if you're moving somewhere new, I would encourage you, don't just go ripping everything out, tearing everything down. Take your time. Take about a year if possible to evaluate what and where everything is, how water flows, any cold spots, any warm spots, you know, just those microclimate situations. And then plan forward. Even with that though, if you know you want to add multiple different things to your backyard or to your homestead or whatever, kind of think through, all right, I want to do at least 2 of these. I want to do at least 4 of these. I want to do 10, 12, whatever, however many of the varieties that you want to try or do, and then kind of plan forward with that so you know your spacing, so you don't end up with things here, there, everywhere. We've kind of done that as we've slowly continued to work forward on our backyard orchard here on our 5-acre homestead in the upstate of South Carolina. But overall, we've kind of got things planned pretty decently. Again, there's a couple things we've got separated, but it's okay. We can kind of work forward with that. But to know that, hey, we've got pears and apples here. We've got plums kind of right here. We've got blueberries here, 4 rows of blueberries that are about 60 foot. We've got another row down the fence line of blueberries that is about 60-ish feet. And then we also have our muscadines, as you can see, right there behind me. And so we've got 2 trellises of that are approximately 60 foot long right now. We're going to be adding a 50-foot trellis. We've already planted 3 vines or varieties on that 3rd one. 1 died, so we're going to kind of be contemplating what to put in the spring there. But that'll be a 50-foot row, and then we're going to put at least 1 more. I think it's going to be about a 40-foot row as we're waiting on some new opportunities to arise with muscadines. But we also have muscadines in other places. But honestly, if you can do it this way and organize it and kind of put them all together, maybe even if you're putting it to a certain way, but maybe you could extend it in the future if you really got into things, that's fine too. But if you can kind of organize it, that would work well. For us, we can certainly extend more into the front yard if we ever decided to do that. But for now, I think just how it's laid out, what we've got up, and how we're able to kind of sort of fence this in certainly helps as well. So really do appreciate you guys watching this far in the video. If you have, please comment down below, because that certainly helps. And I know that you have already been dedicated to watch this much of me working in the yard, just trying to experience this wonderful creation that He has given us. I'm sure this will come out after Christmas, but hopefully you and your family had a wonderful and blessed Christmas, and you will continue to join us each and every week. Most of our videos go out on Sundays at 8 p.m. We try and make a lot of those interactive, so they're going to be a premiere, so you can kind of come in and chat with us on kind of messenger type situation. But even if you don't catch us then, still make a comment down below. It really does make a difference. And if this is something that you've tried or you want to try or you want to share with your friends, share it on your social media too, because that certainly helps spread the network as we're continuing to push it along and help people not only do things that they think maybe they can't do in their small space, but also do it frugally and do it with the right attitude. Thanks so much, guys. Y'all have a wonderful and blessed one. Don't forget to hit that thumbs up button down there. And whenever you subscribe, you can do that as well if you want to see more of our content. And when you do subscribe, there's a little bell down there. We say every single video, if you'll just ring that bell like. That's right, Mike Tyson did in the 1980s. Then you will get to see each and every one of our videos and you won't miss a single episode. Thanks so much, guys, as we continue to push towards 300 episodes here in the upstate of South Carolina. Y'all have a wonderful one.